There's my flair, okay? And this is me expressing myself, okay? There it is. I hate this job. I hate this goddamn job, and I don't need it.
Not every flop stays a flop. Some of the biggest box office disasters actually found redemption in an unexpected place: DVD sales. We're counting down 10 box office bombs that made millions after they hit the shelves, proving that sometimes a movie just needs a second chance on your home screen. The film follows an unnamed insomniac who forms an underground fight club with the eccentric soap salesman. What starts as a way to blow off steam quickly spirals into chaos. Though it's now a cult classic, Fight Club tanked at the box office, earning just $37 million against its $65 million budget. Director David Fincher blamed poor marketing, especially the decision to run ads during WWE events, which completely missed the film's real audience. But on DVD, it took off. Fincher personally oversaw the home media release, and the movie went on to earn around $55 million in video and DVD rentals.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Before Jennifer Lopez's Hustlers, there was Showgirls, the story of Nomi Malone, Elizabeth Berkley, an aspiring showgirl chasing fame in Las Vegas. Packed with explicit scenes, it earned an NC-17 rating, becoming the first film with such a rating to get a wide release. Not surprisingly, that limited its box office potential. It made only $37.8 million against its $40 million budget. But Showgirls found its audience at home. People clearly preferred to watch this privately, and the film raked in an impressive $100 million in DVD sales, making it one of the most profitable flops ever. Director Andrew Stanton, fresh off Finding Nemo, decided to try his hand at live action with John Carter. The movie was based on a science fiction novel about a Confederate captain trying to stop a war on Mars. Despite a hefty budget of nearly $300 million and a screenplay by Pulitzer Prize winner, John Carter bombed at the box office. Why? Critics pointed to one of the worst marketing campaigns in film history. However, it crushed on DVD, making $36 million in its first week alone. Before Carl Urban became a star in The Boys, he was Judge Dredd in Dredd, a film about a dystopian lawman with the power to act as judge, jury, and executioner. With a production budget of $45 million, Dredd only grossed $41 million at the box office, partly due to a lack of marketing and the bad taste left by the 1995 Judge Dredd film. But fans discovered its gritty charm when it hit home media. It sold 650,000 units and topped Amazon's home media charts, bringing in $18.3 million in DVD and Blu-ray sales. That's a tidy profit of $14.78 million overall, giving the movie a second life.
This block operates under the same rules as the rest of the city. Mama is not the law. I am the law.
In Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, bass guitarist Scott Michael Cera falls for Ramona Flowers, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but to be with her, he has to defeat her 7 evil exes. The film's quirky style earned critical praise, but it flopped at the box office, pulling in just $49.3 million on an $85 million budget. Still, its unique blend of comic book and video game aesthetics found a dedicated fan base. Thanks to strong DVD sales, Scott Pilgrim eventually earned over $30 million, proving that it was a hit waiting for the right audience.
What kind of tea do you want?
There's more than one kind?
We have blueberry, raspberry, ginseng, sleepy time, green tea with lemon and honey, liver disaster, ginger with honey, ginger without honey, vanilla almond, white truffle, blueberry chamomile, vanilla walnut, constant comment, and Earl Grey.
Amid the backdrop of the 1988 presidential election, Donnie Darko follows a teenager who sleepwalks out of his house and encounters a terrifying rabbit named Frank, who tells him the world will end in 28 days. The next morning, Donnie finds out a jet engine crashed into his bedroom. The film's eerie atmosphere and mind-bending plot earned it cult status, but during its theatrical run, Donnie Darko only pulled in $517,000. Marketing tanked after 9/11, but the movie found life on DVD, grossing over $10 million in home video sales. An aristocrat returns to his ancestral home of Blackmore after many years to find his missing brother. He does so at the request of his brother's fiancée, But upon setting foot in the region, he learns about an ancient curse turning residents into werewolves. This movie, starring Anthony Hopkins, Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt, and Hugo Weaving, had everything going for it. Strong performances, atmospheric sets, and even an Oscar for Best Makeup. Yet it struggled at the box office, making only $142 million against its $150 million budget. The film's gothic horror didn't click with audiences right away, but on DVD it raked in $27.8 million in domestic video sales and eventually broke even.
God help us.
Heathers is the black comedy about a high school girl, Winona Ryder, and her dangerous new boyfriend, Christian Slater, who start covering up the deaths of classmates after a run-in with the school's queen bee. Despite its dark humor and sharp critique of teen angst, critics initially slammed it for excessive violence. It made just $1.1 million at the box office, but by the time it hit DVD in 1999, the film had found a cult following, pushing it to over $5.5 million in home video sales. Office Space tells the story of Peter Gibbons, Ron Livingston, a frustrated programmer who, after a hypnotherapy mishap, stops caring about his soul-sucking corporate job. With its spot-on take on office life and memorable quotes, it's a surprise that the movie only made $10.8 million in theaters, just barely covering its budget. But it didn't take long for it to catch fire on home media. The movie became so big that Jim Carrey and Chris Rock personally called director Mike Judge to offer praise. Madonna invited him to dinner too. At the end of it all, the film had made an extra $10 million in video sales. In Idiocracy, an average guy, played by Luke Wilson, is selected to participate in a military-suspended animation experiment. After things go predictably wrong, he wakes up 500 years in the future to find that society has become, well, incredibly dumb. So much that he is now the smartest person alive. Despite featuring stars like Terry Crews and Maya Rudolph, the film bombed in theaters, making just $444,000. However, its scathing satire of consumerism and anti-intellectualism struck a chord with DVD buyers, eventually bringing in $9.09 million, about 8 times its budget.
I thought it was in Georgia.
Georgia's in Florida, dumbass.
Hey,